My substitute teacher said we were being dramatic. The HAZMAT team disagreed, so our chemistry teacher is out sick today, and we get this substitute who walks in already annoyed. He's someone's dad who volunteered, and he immediately starts telling us how his kid goes to private school where they do real experiments, not the baby stuff we do here. He didn't know volunteering meant at schools like ours as well. I just keep my head down like always because I can't afford any trouble. I'm one incident away from losing my academic achievement award, and I need that scholarship money for college. He says we're doing a special experiment today to see what happens when different chemicals react. Real chemistry, not textbook stuff. He starts pulling out supplies from under the sink and sets them on the demonstration table. He starts pouring this ammonia cleaner into a big bucket in front of the class, and the smell is already strong. Then he reaches for the bleach bottle. My stomach feels weird because my mom cleans offices at night, and she's told me stories about her coworker who ended up in the hospital from mixing cleaning stuff wrong. I raise my hand to say something, but he says, I'm not taking questions at this time, then turns back to his experiment. I put my hand down and keep taking notes. He pours the bleach in, and immediately this weird fog starts forming above the bucket. Kids start coughing, but he says we're being dramatic and need to toughen up. When I was your age, we didn't need warnings on everything, he adds. The smell is getting worse and my eyes are watering. I text my friend that something's really wrong, but he texts back, don't get us in trouble. The substitute opens one window out of 12, and it only opens like 3 inches because our school is ancient. More kids are coughing now, and someone says their throat burns. He tells us, man up and stop complaining, and that his private school kid handles much harder experiments. But I look over at the classroom fish tank, and the fish are all at the surface gasping for air. The substitute looks at them and says, they always do that when it's humid. The hamster is huddled in the corner of his cage, twitching. Someone points at the green fog forming near the ceiling, and he says, that's just steam from the reaction, it means it's working. A couple kids near the door sneak out when he turns his back. I stand up and say, we need to leave, but he points at me and says, anyone who leaves gets suspended. The coughing is getting worse, and one kid runs to the trash can and throws up. He says he probably just ate something bad at lunch. I keep thinking about my scholarship, about my perfect record, about my mom working nights to pay for college. My mom's voice is in my head about her coworker who mixed bleach, but my head is too fuzzy to remember. The girl with asthma is wheezing really bad, and her inhaler isn't helping anymore. Kids are covering their faces with their shirts, and some are crawling toward the windows trying to breathe. I text my mom, something bad is happening at school. Sub mixed a bunch of stuff. The substitute starts stirring the mixture with a ruler and the fog gets thicker. 3 more kids are throwing up now and someone's nose is bleeding. He keeps saying we're overreacting, but his own voice is getting raspy. The kids who never break rules are heading for the door. The girl with asthma stands up and stumbles toward the door, but the substitute physically blocks her, saying she's faking for attention. I try to stand up to leave, but he screams at me to sit down. The substitute notices me looking down at my lap and walks toward me with his hand out, demanding I give him my phone. But then I see the hamster isn't moving at all anymore. Kids are literally crying and begging to leave. Even the quiet kids who never cause trouble are trying to get to the door. That's when it hits me like a punch. My mom's coworker. Ammonia and bleach make chlorine gas. We're literally breathing poison. I stand up and scream, everyone get out now, he's making chlorine gas, and push past him to help the other girl. The substitute grabs my arm, but the other kids are already running for the door, and the stampede rips me out of his grip. He's screaming about suspensions, but nobody cares anymore. The hallway air feels like heaven, and everyone's gasping and crying. Security officer comes running with the principal, and they see us all on the floor coughing. The substitute comes out saying we're all a bunch of passies. The principal steps inside the classroom for 1 second and immediately backs out, yelling for everyone to stay back. His face goes white, and he pulls the fire alarm. 20 minutes later, the HAZMAT team arrives in full suits. The chief announces we were minutes away from permanent lung damage. Half of us were sent to the hospital. The substitute got charged with child endangerment, but sadly the hamster didn't make it.